Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Let me see who's here. Um, I wonder who was here first. Uh, Annie Bullard, outstanding. Thank you very much. There are no prizes, but thank you so much for being here first. Hello, S. Manello, Foxy, Nancy Herlock, Madison Bonaparte, Don J. Black Queen, and let's see who else. Elaine Parker, Gwendolyn Daniels, Anastasia Isabella, Connie Balmer. Hey, Connie Balmer, happy Saturday to you. And let's see who else is here. Veronica, Brenda Crane. Okay, and I said Black Queen. All right, I'm going to scroll all the way down to the very last. See who was here. Oh, Karen. Very good. Jermaine Gray. Hello. Crotch and Chicken Hidden Egg. And Light Side of the Moon. Did I just say moon? Does that word trigger me? Say it's only a paper moon sailing across a cardboard sea. Say it's only make believe if you believe in me. Okay. I had to get that out of my system. Gosh, I remember that movie Paper Moon. Didn't was it Jodie Foster or Tatum O'Neal? I think it was Tatum O'Neal. She won an Oscar for that. I think so. All right. Paper Moon. Oh, well. Hello, Irene Springsteed. And let's see. I could mash potato. I could mash potato. I could do the twist. Come on, baby. Can you shake it like this? Yeah, she does look like she's doing the old tater dig. The mashed potato, and I think Granny on the Beverly Hillbillies, she called it the tater dig. Them taters. Hello, Joan Garcia. Let's see here. Yeah, that does remind me of that dance, the mashed potato. And Lydia Washington is here. Okay. And Sherry Ware. Hi, Sherry Ware. Okay, very cool. Church Nelly, as I live and breathe, thank you so much for being here. I am so honored. As you convalesce, you still got time for
Royal Sussex.
Very cool. All right. Say it's only a paper moon sailing across the cardboard sea. Okay. I don't think we'll be on that long today, but we'll see. I don't have a whole lot of slides, so that usually means what? About 4 hours. No, I'm just kidding. Probably about an hour. So we'll see how it goes. You notice I was gonna say we'll play it by ear, and then I was gonna make a joke about Charles, but it seems like his face is kind of caught up to his, you know what I'm saying? Kind of caught up to his ears. Because before, when his ears looked like the Hubble telescope or some kind of satellite dish, uh, there was always these ear jokes. But that big rubbery sloppy mouth face of his seems to have, you know what I'm saying, that big rubbery sloppy looking mouth he got, it seems to have caught up with his ears. So no more ear jokes about him. But I tell you what, I'm not going to let off this old hound dog just snooping at my door. I ain't going to let up off of her. She's still on my list of discontent. Actually, they both are. Such wicked people, just wicked people. And I'm wondering to what end, if they just tuck in and do the work, but is, as they say, cruelty for the sake of cruelty. That seems to be the point of it. As well as I would say the same goes for John Trump. Donald Trump, most of his life has been acted out on a stage in a play called Cruelty for the Sake of Cruelty. It's not that you gain anything. As someone once said, if Donald Trump would have just put his inheritance in a good fund, a well managed fund, like so many other people, that he would have more money in actuality than what he pretends to have, and he'd probably have the same lifestyle. But again, it's cruelty for the sake of cruelty, and that seems to be what fuels the royal family, is that feeling of absolute power and entitlement, birthright, seems to motivate them. So let's get on with it then, shall we? I'm going to take my face out of here and we'll go there. So I want to say, for the entirety of that night, these very classic silver, black, gray tone photos are a couple of my favorites. I think they were released in black and white, but it gives me old Hollywood. It really gives me old Hollywood. And with the narrow ties and everything like that, it's like it harkens back to the 1960 era when men first started wearing those very narrow neckties and such. But yeah, it gives me old Hollywood. And I love the ring of security that they put around our Duchess. I'm so inspired by that. And in spite of everything that happened, I just want to say, if the security people are listening, or, if you are able to forward this message from
Royal Sussex,
I still feel a lot of confidence. I have confidence in the security people. They were on top of it. They did what they were supposed to do. It was unprecedented. I've heard someone say that in most situations, they get the photos, the person leaves, and that's that. This was something that was so unusual that there's no way to qualify it in comparison to what typically happens. So I believe that when you think about it like that, you just have to say to yourself, someone in the hallowed halls of power must have sent down the message to be aggressive, and that's exactly what they were. They must have put a pretty high bounty, for lack of a better word, on those images of the Sussexes, and they acted as they were instructed, not to take any responsibility, of course, from the people on the ground, people on bikes and motorcycles and blacked out SUVs. But they ultimately were responsible for directly harassing the Sussexes and Doria. But the security, I think they did an outstanding job. And, if I had any of those strange, what did I just drop? Uh, okay. I hope I don't step on it. I would tell you what it was, but you'd be like, that's weird. But I'll say this, it was something edible, and it certainly was not. Oh, I see it. I see it. All right. Give me a second, you guys. I dropped a currant on the floor. A currant. Wow. Okay. I managed to pick it up without smashing it. All right. I love currants. I don't even know what currants are made of. Where does currants come from? They're like a little salty grape or pea or something like that. But yeah, I dropped one on the floor and I managed to pick it up. After I turned 50, no, I think I was 45. When I turned 45, I bought one of those, old people grabbers, those things that you grab and pick up stuff like your tube of Bengay, or you pick up your teeth whiteners or whatever. You can pick up scraps of paper, pick up a penny with it. You can pick up trash. You can pick up all kinds of stuff. Well, anyway, I just managed to use my very skillful technique to pick up a current without smashing it. I have painted quite an interesting picture. I know you're probably thinking to yourself, Baron, it's bad enough I'm already stuck here listening to you on a Saturday. Must you regale us with tales of currents and what do you even call those things? Grabbers? I don't know what they call them, but anyway, I bought a set of two of them. Love that. I keep one in the kitchen and one in the bedroom. Okay. Maggie okay. Maggie says the truth of the New York City incident is coming to light. The UK tabloids are responsible for it. That is why the royal family refused to comment. Karma on the royal family. Yeah, I would say that there is a very good chance that the instructions came from a likely source. I'll leave it at that. I won't point any fingers, but I'm going to say a very likely source. I'm going to just go out on a limb and say that there are some people that are very angry that the Sussexes did not show up at the coronation. Which, did you guys listen to Celibici today? Oh my God, Celibici was so good. That's my guilty pleasure on Saturdays, but I put the link to Celibici on the community tab. So if you get a chance to check them out today, they were super funny. Nissagate, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Saturday to you. But yeah, so that's what I watched today. Yes, the Gracie Awards on the 23rd. Wait, the 23rd, that's a Tuesday. Uh-oh. Oh, well, I think I might be on late that day. Oh, Lord. Well, it's going to happen later because it's in California, so that works out. Yeah, you know what I'll do? I will come on right after the award show like I did with the other one. I think that works out best so that we can all gush and celebrate and compliment our Duchess and Harry and whoever else is there. But yeah, so we can go on and on about Meghan. And well, needless to say, security is going to be very tight. Now, I don't know where this is taking place, but hopefully there is a hotel. There is a hotel at the venue, and that they don't have to go anywhere. You know what I mean? And they'll be right there. So I hope that that's the case. What is that? She was taken off the Gracie Award show about 5 hours ago. What? Well, if that is the case, then I couldn't blame her if she didn't show up. Now is the time to regroup. Talk to your therapist, do some meditation, and regroup. Nothing wrong with that. All right. Oh, now here's an alleged thing right here. Is it true the paparazzi was offered by the UK media $20,000 for a shot in the van and $60,000 for Harry angry face? I don't know. I haven't heard anything like that. That would be interesting. Okay, on to the next slide. Oh, shock over crude sexual insult made against Kate. A new Amazon spy drama starring Meghan Markle's friend Priyanka Chopra. Days after Disney's new Little Mermaid movie aimed a dig at Kate, at Lazy Katie. People were nervous about saying the Duchess Doolittle. How about Lazy Katie? Lazy Katie. That rhymes, right? Lazy Katie. I'm going to use that. Lazy Katie. So I'm not comfortable saying what was said in the Amazon series. However, I can kind of help you out like this. An old joke by Joan Rivers. You remember what Joan Rivers used to say about Marie Osmond? She's such a goody two shoes. Do you remember that? She said Marie Osmond was such a goody two shoes that not even Moses could part her knees. Do you remember that joke? So it was something in that vein. But the thing is, it was not written by Priyanka Chopra. It was not said by Priyanka Chopra. It has nothing to do with Priyanka Chopra. The as close as it gets to Priyanka is that she's in the series. She didn't say it, she didn't write it, and she certainly did not condone it. And so for that reason, for that reason, um, it's only because of the association with the Duchess of Sussex that they're making a big deal out of it. And of course, the implication in some roundabout, oddly indirect way is that Meghan made a late night phone call to the writers of the series or to Priyanka and told her, can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? Okay, thank you. That is the implication, is that Meghan had something to do with it. But for the fact that Priyanka has been very supportive of our Duchess, that they brought that up in the first place. But yeah, so I'll let you dig that out yourselves if you need to know verbatim what was said. But it's kind of reads like that old Joan Rivers joke about Marie Osmond being such a goody two shoe. The only difference is I don't see this person as being such a goody two shoe. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, Joan Rivers was not a very nice person. She was not a very nice person. And she said some things about the Obamas that I thought was disgusting. And it's not even that it was just a matter of her being a comedian. The stuff that she said wasn't funny. Toward the end, she was. I think that she may have been declining toward the end, and she said a lot of bizarre things. She said some things about Palestine that were in really bad taste. Um, it was shocking. It was shocking, even for Joan Rivers. It wasn't that she was trying to be funny. It was like she was just trying to be cruel for the sake of cruelness. So, um, yeah, that was pretty much how she was. Sean says her taking off the award is not a good idea. This is what they want. So now they are going to do this every time she goes somewhere to get people to not have anything to do with her. Only the beginning. Sean, I'm very sad about that. I did not hear about it. But if that is the case, that's a win for the bullies. But it is also important that people protect their mental health, and then too, we don't know if there may have been some extraordinary and even worse, credible threats that have been made to the venue or the people involved, including the Duchess. We don't know if there has been any threats that have been made. And also, I'm pretty sure that Meghan doesn't want to distract from other people's hard work. So there's that to consider too. So if that is indeed what the plans are, is to to not attend or remove her. I mean, because it's so quick. You know what I'm saying? It's very quick. In less than a week, you find yourself in a very similar position again. And while they may be in the process of some form of litigation, and perhaps it wouldn't help to be seen out at an event like that. What happened to them was so disturbing that it may be better for everyone involved to just sit this one out. Um, and as much as I want to see Meghan, as much as I want her to get all the flowers and recognition that she deserves, I don't want to see anybody put into a tough situation. And if things were as reckless as was reported, then if that were to happen again, and if they have good intelligence that some of those same characters from New York have made their way to California, imagine what a nightmare that would be. Some of those paparazzi people lead a pretty nomadic lifestyle, so I would not, especially for just the sake of an award, I would not want to endanger innocent people, and that could be the result of them of her showing up at that event. So yeah, maybe it's just too soon. And if that means that the bad guy has won this round, then for the sake of safety and well-being, I say sit it out. But thank you so much, Sean. I agree that it is unfortunate that happens. And, just like when there's an assassination attempt on a president, the first thing they want to do is get out in front of the camera to let people know that the country is still safe. But this doesn't rise to that kind of a thing. We know that the Sussexes are safe, and we know that they have, top-notch security and everything, but they need time to regroup. They need to review some things. They need to put a good strategy in place for moving forward. And I don't think a few days is enough time to do that, because it's not even a week for them. I mean, it'll be a week by the time Tuesday gets here, but it won't be a week of planning for it. It won't even, and they need months to decide how to move forward. But yeah, if they're trying to go to that, then they would spend a lot of time just figuring out what to wear, what to do, what to this, what to that, the hair. Now, that takes up time. So could you imagine trying to put in safety procedures after something as awful as Monday, Tuesday? Yeah. Yeah, I think it's probably a good idea. Maybe a good call to just sit it out. But thank you so much, Sean. Always appreciate it. Well, I didn't see that one coming. I didn't realize that happened, and I was on the social media, pretty much up until the last minute, and I didn't see that. So, yeah, regroup and live the fight another day. That's what's necessary. We want them safe, and especially for Harry, that was a huge impact on him. So, if you're listening, Harry, we got your back. Take as much time as you need. Oh, sorry, that's what I was looking for. And Fu says this is getting at Priyanka Chopra Jonas, since she is Meghan's friend, but copycat Wadey is a laughing stock. Let me see. My rose bush garden is. Oh, thank you, Anfu. Let me see here. Jael says it can't be a ground for filing a claim against paparazzi because now she can prove that it has had an effect on her work. Yeah. And and with everything that's happening, if you go out this soon and people see you smiling and see you happy, then it means that whatever has happened has had no impact on you. Now we know better, but they will spin the story just like, remember when Harry had told her not to engage or smile and stuff with the paparazzi when she was in Canada, and she's like, well, I'm just pleasant with everybody. He said, yeah, but the papers are saying that you like it. And that is something to consider. That is something to consider. Um, because if you do engage with the paparazzi, if you're polite to them, if you say hello and good morning, which of course that is just human nature, especially if you're that kind of a person. If you are um, having those exchanges, then you're telling them that they're welcome to invade your space. So that is something to consider. So as I think about it, just in an instant, I'm like, if they're not going, good call, because why give more fuel to them? If you're a public person, or should I say, if you have a public image, um, like it or not, there are certain changes to the way you move about society, and that's just the way it is. I can think of, I could probably name 100 people. No, not off the top of my head, but if I just started naming celebrities, I could name quite a few that have had to change the way that they live, change the way they move, um, and that is something that is inevitable. So um, it's not like the Sussexes will be the first or the last people in a situation like that where you have to rethink a trip to the supermarket or something like that. Um, but over time, it will lessen. But right now, things are just too red hot. Thank you for your comment. Let me see here. Wow, you guys, this is taking a very interesting turn. They all look traumatized. They showed a picture of them in the back of the cab. Doria and Meghan look shell shocked. Yeah, it's probably too soon. It's too soon. And in my own selfishness, I would love to see them, stand up against the oppressors and show that they are unmoved by that stuff. But the reality is, it's a huge impact on a person's mental well-being, and so the wise thing to do is to sit it out, um, because it's not just Meghan and Harry, it's Doria and the grandkids. And when you consider it like that, stay home. Let me see. Black Queen says, why does Meghan have to change her personality? Because of demonic humans. I smile all the time. Even at my enemies, they are going to hate no matter what. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I don't love it. I don't love it. But even in this situation, there's a lot of things that I would love to say. And if I want to stay on this platform using YouTube, I'm not allowed to say certain things. And also, I don't want to get sued, so I'm not allowed to say certain things. So I would love to have those conversations, that is not ready for prime time, as they used to say. But there's a reason for it, and it's a good reason because there are sponsors that pay ad revenue for this channel, and they don't want people to, ask them, well, why are you supporting that terrible human being? So in some way or another, we all have a public face. We all have our private face. We all have a brand that we have to um, defend, and that's just the way it is. I mean, in the workplace, they give you a whole list of things that you cannot say and cannot do. So we all have something that we're just not able to express in certain ways or certain behaviors, and some of them for some very logical reasons, and others really will make you question the logic of it. Um, but Meghan is, it's not even a matter of her freedom to say or do everything she wants, but it's a matter of safety. It's really a matter of safety. And to be seen smiling after everything that has happened would fuel the idea that it was something else behind it that would make the Sussexes seem as though they were the ones who asked for it, or they were the ones who planned it or set it up. And it's very unfair. It is unfair. But because, as Meghan said, you're making people hate me, you're making people want to hurt me. And if that is what comes next, then I would say, it's too soon and to pull back. But again, I'm very selfish. I just want to see Meghan and Harry. I want to see the Sussexes happy together and dressed up and polished and smiling. That's what I want. But if a more logical mind says that that's just not the wisest thing to do at this time, then it may have been as a call by the security team. It could have been advice from their agents or whatever. Now is not the time. It could have even come from their lawyers. But Meghan is not going to not be a public figure next week, next year, next month. None of that. She's going to be the most sought after photograph, the most sought after paparazzi video or photograph for a long time. And so you just can't move freely when that's the situation. But it's not fair. It's certainly not fair. I don't like it. I just want to see Harry and Meghan, always. But I want them to be safe, and I want them to listen to good advice. And if the advice is to sit it out, or if they're conscious or their own strategic minds say sit it out, then that's what's necessary. Thank you for your comment. Let me see, Elaine Parker, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Well, and that's why I say if, because I don't know. But yeah, Tashmak, that is very important because, like I said, I've been on the social media and I haven't seen it. But I'll say that if that is the case, then it probably makes sense. I could see why someone would make that decision. So I haven't seen it one way or the other. So that's why I said, if that is the case, if that is what they're told, a whole bunch of ifs attached to it. And thank you, Tashmak. That is a very good point. There is a big if attached to it. So I don't know. I still have not seen it. Let me see. B. Martin, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. And Joan Garcia says, Baron, I wrote Merrick Garland at the Department of Justice and told him to do something about the foreign paparazzi coming to the U.S. to harm Harry and Meghan. Thank you so much, Joan Garcia. And that is a great idea because, again, if you are taking pen to paper, it seems to have a greater impact than someone just sending an email or something like that. People tend to ignore those if they see them at all. So, great idea. Thank you so much, Joan Garcia. But yeah, so I don't know 100% whether or not they're going, but whatever the case is, if that is the advice that they have received, if that is the decision that they make, I am going to stand behind them. So, yeah. But until then, I say let's just use a little caution and hope that whatever they choose to do, they do what's best for themselves and for their family. Thank you so much, Joan Garcia, for the super chat and for writing Merrick Garland, the Attorney General, Department of Justice. Okay, so let's go on to the next thing. So right here, Ariel has sacrificed her voice in order to get to the surface and meet Prince Eric. She can't speak, so he tries to guess her name. His first guess is Diana, and of course, people are saying that's a reference to the People's Princess, the Princess of Wales, Princess Diana. His second guess is Catherine. But after Ariel gives a disgusted reaction, I love it. After Ariel goes, yeah, ugh, yeah. After she dry heaves and shakes and turns red in the face in disgust after hearing the name Catherine. Actually, I haven't seen it, but I'm just hoping that's the way it went. Yeah, after doing all of that, I guess he realized, okay, it can't be that. And so, yeah, he says, okay, definitely not Catherine. And of course, she looked at him like, you doggone right, it's not Catherine. Please don't ever say that name in front of me again as long as you live. Otherwise, I will disappear into the murky waters and you will never, ever see me again. I will. I'm paraphrasing, of course. But yeah. Disney, I suppose that the team of Disney, they are there squatties at Disney or what's going on here? But Lazy Katie, so lazy she can't even hold her head up straight. Lazy Katie seems to have taken exception, or at least people who support her, all three or four of them, seem to have taken exception to the idea that someone would insert her name into a Disney movie and then have the character nearly vomit at the mention of it. I mean, projectile vomiting. What do you call it? Red-faced, gasping for air. I guess that was the reaction. I don't know. I haven't seen the movie yet. But, you know, why am I enjoying this so much? Why am I enjoying this so much? Let me see here. Okay. This guy says there's a British talk show accusing Meghan of and know about the scene. Really? That's interesting. That is very interesting. I haven't had a chance to see that, but surely Meghan has nothing to do with it. She is just living her best life in Montecito. Everybody knows how much the house costs because of the tabloid media. So she's living her best life, and she ain't bothering nobody. It just goes to show that she's living rent free in somebody's head, that they would accuse her having something to do with the mermaid character almost passing out from shock hearing the name Catherine. Woo! Thank you, Walt Disney. And you know what? I do have a subscription to Disney Plus. Now I'm going to keep it even longer. Let me see. Joan Garcia says they hate Meghan and yet they give her superpowers. Oh, that's a good observation, Joan Garcia. Thank you for that. Really? Posted what? About the mermaid or about the invitation or the other thing? Oh Lord. Okay, let me go take a look because now y'all got me curious. So I'm gonna go and take a look myself. Give me a second. Cause well, like I say, if that is the case, and I threw a lot of ifs in there, if that is the case, then whatever is best for the Sussexes. Okay, so it would be on the community tab. Right? Was it posted on her community tab? Because I don't see it. Huh. Okay. Well, let me see. I'm going to check one more thing. I'm just going to Google Meghan Markle Gracie Awards. Huh. Well, I don't see anything. Not a thing. The last thing that I see posted was like 3 days ago on Newsweek. So, okay. Again, big asterisk, yes or no, not sure. But since I'm here, let me open up another page so I can see what you guys are seeing. Not sure. But since I'm here, let me open up another. Okay, you may have heard a little echo there, but we're good. All right, thank you, Susie Q. So let me see here. Bonsoir to you too. I believe they did not expect someone this smart, strong, and beautiful in their face. Meghan is a whole package, and they are all over the place with this issue. Yes, she is. She's way ahead of them. Way ahead of them. They are so far behind. She's far out of their league. Anyway, if you take a look in the upper right there, as you can see, the topic of Kate and Disney, people have compared her to a Disney villain in the past, even when she first married into the family, and that hasn't changed yet. You guys do realize that Kate has been on this big charm offensive. I think she is hoping that people are going to refer to her as the people's princess. I really do believe that. She was extra busy this week, even for Kate. And they were gushing about Kate. Kate this, Kate that. Kate's here, Kate's there. The only thing is, there wasn't much enthusiasm surrounding her visit with the children that she keeps trying to photograph herself with. But that being what it may, I don't think it helped her at all in terms of people's opinion about her, which I think is pretty neutral in some corners and very low in others. So, okay. All right, gonna move on. So there is the Little Mermaid. She discovered him, and And anyway, she gave up her voice. And, that has been one of the things that Meghan, I think she said it on the Oprah Winfrey show, that the reason why she identifies with the character is because the character gave up her voice so that she can go to the surface and be with him. And so the parallel between the Little Mermaid and the Duchess of Sussex seems to be a pretty strong connection. And I think it's a very sweet story. And also the fact that the makers of the Little Mermaid seems to have somehow invoked a similarity, real or imagined, with Lazy Katie. Now I want to see the movie. Now I want to see the movie. And right here, so Angela Kelly is made to sign gagging order. Late Queen dresser and confidant is banned from sharing royal secrets by King Charles, in exchange for a new grace and favor home in the north. Sources say after she was forced out of the Windsor estate. It is understood that the palace aide has presented Angela Kelly with an NDA. This would make it difficult to share royal secrets for future earnings. Ms. Kelly has already published 2 books about her previous royal role, that is. A well-placed source dubbed the agreement a gagging order that would make future earnings based on public revelations about the royal family difficult. Under the terms of the agreement, Ms. Kelly is prevented from using words king and palace for commercial purposes. That still sounds kind of loose. I mean, she could allude to certain things, but so it is said that the Queen gave her consent to write 2 other books, right? But where this last revelation is concerned, in order to have a lifetime of grace and favor lodging, which I wonder if in the lease does she get a chance to pass on this place to her ancestors, you know what I mean? Because it would be a very valuable piece of property. She couldn't own it outright because it belongs to the Crown estate. However, sometimes they will have those long leases for like 99 years or whatever. So that means that even after she's gone, someone else could take it over. So I don't know. That's interesting, and I would like to know, because otherwise, I mean, let's face it, I don't know how old she is, but she's certainly not a spring chicken. And but she might have a good 30, 40 years in that place, depending on her age. So might make it worth it. But just in case you're not clear about the concept of grace and favor, the sovereign has a huge real estate portfolio, and the Crown estate properties, there are lodges and cottages, and there's manor houses and all kind of, agricultural opportunities on those estates. And so it is considered by the grace and favor of the sovereign that you are allowed to stay here. Like, for instance, Vicky Arbiter, when her father was press secretary for the Queen, he lived in a grace and favor on the Kensington Palace grounds. And so Vicky Arbiter literally has grown up within the royal family's property portfolio. And so, of course, she would feel obliged to defend them at every turn, not to mention the fact that, her father is Dickie Arbiter. So for that and other reasons I won't get into, it's no wonder she conducts herself the way that she does. Katie V, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Okay. Really? Who put a tiara on the market? It's for life only. Okay. Okay. Let me see. 1821. Listening to podcast. Way to go, man. Oh, is it? Oh, it sure is a lot of people here. Thank you so much, Sheila Watson. Yes, you guys, please make sure you hit the like button. If you have not subscribed, please do. If you have been watching on television and you have never subscribed on your smart device, like your phone or tablet, please take the time to do it, or your computer. Um, really appreciate it. Maria M says, Baron, I think Meghan may not announce she will attend in person. She may just show up to throw off the paparazzi. Yeah, that's always a possibility. Um, Although I think either way, they're probably going to be there just in case. They'll be there. Okay, let me see here. Baron, that speculation of Meghan's removal came from a troll with a podcast who says she have information. Oh, well, there you go. Thank you so much, or the impossible. Well, and I'll say this, you guys. I don't mind some revelations entering the chat, but all I can say is please verify. I don't always have time to go and take a look, but like I said, I was on Twitter up until the last minute and I saw nothing about it. So that would make me very curious right there. Omen Scobie would have tweeted about it. There's a lot of reliable sources and a lot of things, I hear people say, oh, so-and-so just died. And I'm just like, oh, that's interesting. I'm sitting here on my computer. It didn't pop up. And that, of course, did not pop up. And so when I hear certain things that would be so newsworthy and they haven't come across the wire, then, of course, I get extra curious about why is this story not trending. And so if there's something that you think ought to be trending and it's not, that is the first clue that you probably need to look a little deeper. So never accept the first source if it's not a more credible news source. But yeah, so in other words, throw a big if that is what's happening because you just can't tell these days. But I wouldn't be mad at them if they do sit it out. So, but thank you so much for that update. But yeah, you guys, please be very careful with the information that you're taking in because the devil has been very busy this week and confirming things through a credible news source or someone on social media. I'm always I cannot think of one time that Omid Scobie has got something wrong, and he's usually quick with the information. So I do lean heavily on Omid, and if it's coming out there, he usually is one of the first people to hop on it. So just some advice, but thank you so much. So right here, you can see Angela Kelly. Now, again, I don't know how old she is. I don't know how old she is in that photo, but, I used to have a neighbor that watched Wheel of Fortune, and she used to have a little comment that she would make about some of the fashion choices that were made for Vanna White. Not to say that Vanna White is not a scrupulous person with good morals or anything like that. But she used to say, I don't like that dress she got on. She looked like she worked in one of them houses. Now, if you are of a certain age, you know what's meant when they say one of them houses. But she looked like she worked in one of them houses. Well, I took a look at that dress, and the first thing that came to my mind is, oh, she looked like she worked in one of them houses. I won't say what kind of a house, Um, I don't know if it's that one that Dolly Parton sang about in that movie, the house down in Texas. But I'm just saying she looked like she worked in one of them houses. I'm not saying she's ever been to a house like that. I'm not associated. I'm just saying it looks like she works in one of them houses. That's all. Um, it's like a lorry driver or a trucker won the lottery and told his housewife and mother of 10 to go shopping. And that's what it looks like. And, it's amazing that someone who helped the queen dress so conservative and so dignified over the years would appear in something like this. Now, nothing against Angela Kelly. I'm sure she's a very, I'm sure she's a person, but they say that she's a dock worker's daughter. I say yes, she is. She is a dock worker's daughter. Um, uh, well, I'm proud to be a dock worker's daughter. Yes, instead of the coal miner's daughter, it's the dock worker's daughter. I'm proud to be a dock worker's daughter. Yes, she's proud to be a dock worker's daughter. Um, and again, it looks like somebody has gone to the a Penny Marshall beauty contest because she is giving me Penny Marshall hair all day long. I don't know what it is about them with that Penny Marshall hair. Although I have to say, Penny Marshall had beautiful, thick, luscious hair. This hair is on steroids. Otherwise, it's probably pretty flat. But well, I'm proud to be a dock worker's daughter. Moving crates all the long day through. Well, I'm proud to be a dock worker's daughter. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is the dock worker's daughter, Angela Kelly. Um, oh man. Yes. Okay, let me stop while I'm ahead. I don't want to go any deeper into that. But ladies and gentlemen, well, I guess Sissy Spacek couldn't play that part anymore. Let me see who could play the dock worker's daughter. Ladies and gentlemen, who would be a good actress to play the dock worker's daughter? Let me think about that. Somebody kind of frumpy. Oh, Roseanne Barr as the dock worker's daughter. Ladies and gentlemen, is Roseanne Barr as the dock worker's daughter. Oh well. And I wonder if the fashion police, the same ones who were so hypercritical of a slender, what at the time, I think Meghan was how old? Slender, 38, 39-year-old Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, wearing a one sleeve dress, right? She had that one arm out. Well, here's the dock worker's daughter that has exposed herself in a way that I think improper for a woman of a certain age. But I'm proud to be a dock worker's daughter. But there she is, the dock worker's daughter. Uh, oh man. Let me see. How did she become a dresser for the queen if she was a housemaid? Slick as the day is long. She's a very clever individual. She's a very clever individual. She probably had some dirt on somebody. Let me see. Oh, that's not for me. Meghan Kelly could play dock worker's daughter. Well, or the dock worker. I was going to say she looks like a dock worker. Roseanne is offended by the. Thank you, Fatima. And let me see. I'm proud to be a dock worker's daughter. Let me see. Yeah, the keeper of the tiaras, right? They used to call her AK-47. AK-47. Well, now we find out it's the AK-65. Let me see. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Marjorie, I appreciate that. Yeah, I usually, the thing is, I see a lot of stuff, and like for instance, the if there's like a story that seems a bit much, and yet I see a screenshot of a heading for a news story, I will go and try to find it so I can get my own screenshot, because sometimes people change the wording on it, and then there is always a chance that the derangers want to spread misinformation. So that is always a possibility. So um, always a bunch of ifs, and it is very necessary to dig as much as possible, because we certainly don't want to do the work of the derangers. And I'm usually on Twitter up until the last minute, so I, like I said, I didn't see it, and when I just looked, I didn't see it. So, but yeah, it's important to verify. Go to some reliable sources. I've given you guys one good source is what's his name? Omen Scobie. And of course, let me see. Oh, why am I going blank on her name right now? But anyway, one of the oh, that's so weird. I can't even think of her name. Give me a second, because R.S. Locke, is it? The Royal Suitor? Yeah. Royal Suitor. Royal Suitor's a good source of information. So when in doubt, try Royal Suitor. There's a few of them. There's a few of them. Whoever, has been at this for a while, those are good sources. Double check with their sites. Okay. Okay, let me get away from the dock worker's daughter. Now, I just made this thumbnail for the video I posted last night, and I thought the thumbnail looked so cool that I just decided to throw it in today's mix. But that's Harry getting ready to go into court, or something that I made it look that way. But yeah, I love the very action scene. Yep, thank you, Sherry Ware. That is so true. That is so true. And when in doubt, always get take a second and third look just to be sure, especially if it's one of those weird news sources. I had a friend that used to drive me crazy with that. And I'm like, where did you see that? That's always my first question, is where did you see that? Oh, Christopher Bosey. A troll said, I look like I am rapidly aging in this photo, and that I look 40. I will be 48 on Monday. I will be 48 on Monday. Hello. I will be 48 on Monday. So somebody was trying to sock it to him, only for him to retort epically by letting him know, I'll be 50 soon. So thank you for the compliment. He's aging rapidly. Now, honestly, I had no idea how old he was. I thought he was in his 30s. I really did think he was in his 30s. But now that we know that he's nearly 50, good for you, Christopher. Keep doing the Lord's work. Oh, God. Now, this one right here. Camilla Tominey is a freak who tried to link Meghan's charity for Grenfell to ISIS. The fact she's still working shows the depth this country's media has plunged to. Yes, Camilla Tominey, Camilla is a liar, Tominey. She just sits and thinks of stuff. That's why that lady said, you always tell fibs. You just sit there and you just make up stuff. And it's true. She just seems to pull stuff out of thin air. It's as though she just is sitting and thinking and pondering. And the fact that it's usually something that is so volatile toward the Sussexes. And this is why we say the things that we say about her. If none of that stuff is true, then write about something else. Why does it always have to be about the Sussexes? Meghan has been away from Salt Island longer than she has lived there. At this point, she has spent more of her married life away from that place than she has spent over there, and yet they won't stop talking about her. Because it makes money. And I love when people say, oh, well, it's because it's for clicks. I don't care. Find something else to talk about. If you're so clever, find something else to talk about. I know it makes money. They wouldn't do it for any other reason, but I'm not going to be okay with it. And I'm certainly not going to be understanding of their desire to do it. No, I'm not understanding. I'm not tolerant of it. I don't like it. The Sussexes are frazzled, fraught, and lacking romance. Now, if I'm correct, she's really talking about herself. Like any couple with young kids, 5 years after their wedding, the omens are bad as Harry and Meghan seem to be heading in different directions. Seriously, lady? Seriously? No sound? That can't be true. Let me see here. Let me check. Looks like the sound is on. I don't know. Maybe refresh. If you can hear me, refresh. Yeah, maybe do a refresh. But I think everything's working okay. Okay, very interesting. But yes, that is Camilla Tominey. She just makes up stuff. And then, of course, I wish I was making this up. Now, as I just said, I always try to independently, verify things. With that photo on the left, I have not been able to independently verify it. But if that is Camilla Tominey, yuck. Ugh, yuck. So yes, as I said, whenever possible, I always try to independently verify things, but I could not find that photo. Obviously, someone has retrieved it from social media and decided to give us a good laugh this Saturday. Oh, and they decided to post it on social media so we can get to know her better, so that we can be as intrusive with her life as she has been with the Sussexes, getting involved with their marriage and stuff. So it's hard to believe that that is a real person, but I suppose it is. And as I said, there's an incredible amount of space between her chin and her hairline. I have never seen a face as long as that since I watched the documentary about Easter Island. Every time I see her, I think Easter Island. It's like word association. Easter Island. YM Joy says Camilla T and Sense are in different directions. Camilla T and Sense are. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Oh, her Camilla T and Common Sense. Her. Okay, I get you. Yeah, Good Sense and Camilla T do not travel on the same tracks. Thank you so much for that, YM Droid. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you guys. I mean, I thought the sound was okay. But yeah, woo, look at the size of that head. Woo, is huge. That's a lot of face. That is a lot of face. No wonder she's so nosy. But yeah, so that was a photo that one of the squatties posted, and I haven't been able to verify it. So I'm just gonna say that that was on the social media. I don't know for sure that she took that photo, but it's out there, and I just wanted to show you. Oh, I see it. I do see it. I just Googled it. Oh my goodness. I found it. I found it. Oh my God, there's another one. She thinks she is. Wait, is that an. Oh my God. Oh my God. She thought she was a fashion model. Why would anybody put this out there? Oh my God, this is a mess. She looks a mess. Are there any comments to go with this? It says location Scotland, favorite hosiery brand or style. What? Somebody says stunning. I'm stunned. Let me see. How do you know? Let me see. Here's another comment. Don't want to upset anyone, but are those pics? Wait a minute. I don't want to upset anyone, but are we sure those pics are kosher? Look a bit odd to me. Well, that's because she looks a bit odd. And then they say odd in a way you are suggesting Camilla's head on someone else's body. Woo! Listen. It does kind of look like somebody has put her head on somebody else's body, but the thing is, that's how she always looks, like somebody put her head on somebody else's body. There are, let me see how many photos. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 of those photos of her wearing the white tee. And I don't know, for some reason, I just thought she was taller because her head is so GD big, right? I thought she was taller, but I guess she is kind of short. Wow. Well, I would say she's no pushover, but I would imagine that with a head that bulbous on that little body, she just go right over like a sequoia. Like somebody just cut down a sequoia tree, just good Lord. Oh man. Oh well. That's Camilla Tominey, the one that's always in people's business. And I don't know how these photos made it onto, but I'm telling you, you could just Google. And yes, it does look odd, like they put somebody else's head on her body, but why would somebody post these photos on the internet? That is so weird. I would have kept these to myself. And yet she has decided to put them out there. So what could I say? It's not like I'm invading anybody's privacy. I just Googled. Oh, good Lord. Yeah, I just Googled them and there it was. So, oh man, that, it, she needs some bangs. She really needs bangs. I mean, some nice long bangs. Yep, she needs bangs. Lots of bangs or tassels or whatever you guys say over there. Or what do y'all call it? Tassels or fringe? But she needs it. She really does need it. Oh, ooh, let me get this off the screen. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm dry heaving. Ooh, ooh. Yuck! Okay, you guys, that's enough of her. Good Lord. You know, I would have added those other photos if I found them sooner. But like I said, I hadn't verified them and I just went and Googled, and it was one of the first things that came up. Oh, Lord, that was something else. No wonder she's so angry. I can see where her hostility and contempt for humanity comes from. She's such a cruel, nasty, negative person. Woman hit by Duchess of Edinburgh's motorcade was thrown across road. Three people have already been killed at the same spot, says witness after collision in Earl's Court. Well, you know what they're doing here, right? They're trying to gaslight people into believing that the accident was not the cause of the royal protection or the motorcade, but that this intersection is prone to collisions involving civilians crossing the road. So I'm just going to say just that. I think they are trying to gaslight people into believing that there is something inadequate about the area and nothing to do with the fact that they were rushing to take this low ranking, unnecessary appendage of a person to some undisclosed location for God knows what. Very, very unnecessary, not needed, unnecessary, not needed, superfluous, superficial, jealous, cruel, mean spirited, penniless, all of those things. And of course, as we can see from this image, this very sad person who loves to stare at other people like she was staring at Meghan, like she ain't had no sense. And there she is staring at Kate Middleton because she's sad because at the time she was still a countess after being around that family for what, 20, 22, 23 years, and she was still a countess. Even though they had promised to make her a duchess whenever Philip died, and even then they had to hold it out to the very last minute. Such a sad individual. And so there she is looking in the mirror. Oh, actually, she's looking at Kate, but you can see the reflection in the mirror. She was looking at Kate, just pining and praying and hoping for the day that she too could be a duchess. But now, of course, Kate is a princess, so she's always going to outrank her. She's always going to have to bow and curtsy to her sister. What is it? Her niece? Her niece-in-law? She's always going to have to do that. She's always going to be a follower. That's what I'm trying to say. She will never really have any agency of her own. She's always going to follow Kate. She's always going to have to walk behind Kate. She's going to have to see to Kate's comfort first. And of course, as I said, she's constantly staring, trying to throw shade, even though she's such a pitiful, lackluster person herself. She came to the family penniless, caused them untold amounts of embarrassment because she was bad mouthing them when she was trying to get some money from someone she thought was a sheik. Anybody dumb enough to fall for that really don't even deserve to be in. Well, you know what? She fit right into the royal family. But yeah, and then there she is looking all dumpy and doofus. There is our very regal, beautiful Duchess walking erect with her head up high. And then there's that matronly, dumpy, pudgy, tacky, dusty. Well, now she's a Duchess. There she is walking along, looking like somebody's mama. Uh, just as pitiful. I'm sure she was surprised that Kate was Kate in front of her. I don't think so. Yeah, Kate was probably in front. Kate's always in front, though, isn't she? Always in front. But yeah, I think that if they ever went through an airport X-ray, you would see Meghan's physique on the left side, and then on the right side, that's very frumpy, bulbous. uh, okay, so now I can't say not a Duchess. There's finally a Duchess, right? Instead of not a Duchess, I'm going to have to call her finally a Duchess. But yeah, they're just, I mean, she's supposed to be the one walking erect and regal and, all that kind of stuff with dignity. But instead, she's not. Look, she started it, okay? She started it. And of course, I told you, every time I look at her, I always think of the Dust Bowl era of the Southwest when everything was very dry and arid and nothing would grow and there was lots of poverty and dust and dry conditions and everything was all kind of gray and dusty. And for some reason, when I think about that era, I always think of Sophie Wessex. Every time I think about the Dust Bowl of the Great Southwest, I think Sophie Wessex. I'm just saying. So, and then of course, there was that wonderful gift that the Queen left her. The Queen wanted to make sure she got exactly what she had coming. So the Queen left her that delightful fancier that she actually fashioned herself, or she had someone do it, but it was fashioned from corgi poop. Yes, she left her favorite, her secret weapon, a corgi poop hat. So not exactly haute couture, but it is, it gets the job done. So every time she wears black and she wears that fancier, she could always think of Her Majesty the Queen with her corgi poop hat. So it's what she really deserves. Okay, alas, I got to do it. Kate Middleton has done it again. Children's home run by charity Kate Middleton supports shut down over safeguarding fears. A damning Ofsted report said there were serious child protection allegations at a home which is run by Action for Children, a charity backed by dozens of celebrities, including a member of the royal family, Lazy Katie, Kate Middleton. This is another charity that has been reduced to ashes under her tenure as a patron. Everything she touches turns into dust. Speaking of dust, did I talk about yeah, I did talk about it, never mind. But yeah, everything she touches just turns into dust. It wasn't so long ago that Kate Middleton backed kids charity that filled her with immense pride closing. Remember that one? The art room is based in Oxford and uses art therapy to help boost kids' self-esteem. Oh, well, that's why it didn't work, because if there's anybody lacking self-esteem, it's Kate Middleton. Um, and confidence. So lacking self-esteem and confidence, I don't know how they thought she would help. Uh, See, I could be a royal reporter. And, I just want to say to anyone who thinks that, Baron, that language, well, this is what they do to the Sussexes all day, article after article. And I'm petty. I'm just as petty as they are. But I'm petty on the right side. At least I'm not coming up with 44 of these articles in a day or 44 videos in a day to disparage them. But they're dreadful people, and yet they are the ones that are most protected. They're giving all of this protection to lazy Kate Middleton, who doesn't have enough intellectual curiosity to see to it the success of these charities. What else is she doing all day? Telling the cook what to cook? Telling the nannies to take care of the kids? Telling the housekeepers what to clean next? What does she do all day? Lazy. She ain't got nothing but time. And yet these charities are dissolving into oblivion because she has nothing to do with them. She doesn't lift a finger to try to uplift these charities. All she does is show up and smile and take pictures with the kids of color, and then she goes back home and lay down. I could do that. One of the Duchess of Cambridge's most cherished charities is set to close its doors, according to reports. The Art Room, an art therapy charity for children, is set to close down amid financial pressures, according to the BBC. You mean to tell me you can't make a few phone calls? There's a bag of money with your name on it, I'm sure. Carla Johnson, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. And I hope me talking about these people aren't getting dust all over your contribution, but I mean, everything in front of me is covered with dust because I'm talking about them. Dust everywhere. Dust and corgi poop. Oh, man. What could I say? It's been a rough week, and I'm sick of it. Do you hear me? Sick! I'm just sick of it. Legs, nothing is shaping up for Kate. No, it's nothing at all. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Everything she touched turns to dust. Everything. Any charity, if you want to close down a charity, just get Kate involved with it, and it slips right through her bony little fingers. The Children's Art Charity, backed by Kate Middleton, will close all 8 of its facilities as it's no longer financially sustainable. How many things? I'll tell you what, if you are a charity and you're located in the United Kingdom, if you want to have a chance of survival, do not, I repeat, do not under any circumstances ask Kate to be your patron. Because if she becomes your patron within a year, you're going to shut down. You are just going to shut down. So the road to closure starts at Kate Middleton. Everything is a disaster. A disaster. Worthless, useless disaster. There's so much more. Oh, sorry about that. There's so much more that she could be doing for these charities, but she just won't do it. Unless there's children of color to take photos with, she's not interested. So I'm just saying, y'all better go and try to find some kids of color. Otherwise, you'll never see her again. And of course, the old puppet master, Camilla, puppet monarch. The legacy continues. Was that Nugget? Cloud Nugget, I think. I don't know who made that, but boy, how accurate is that? That is the great puppet master right there, Camilla Parker Bowles. And then here on the right is another one that someone had put together, maybe the same person. I've had that one for a while. But that's just a handful of people who have helped to make her the queen consort, and yet they neglected to invite any of those people or most of those people to the coronation. Ain't that something? Or maybe they just realized that if they do come, that there'll be a squatty out there pulling out receipts. So maybe that was a good idea. Isn't Karen supposed to have a degree in art? Oh, that's right, Diane Hawkins. Another 8 or so charities bite the dust. Maybe they should ask her to play. Yes, a piano recital. Now that is a way to rake the money in. But I tell you what, in order to really give the full effect, you have to let her play the piano, and then you have to go to a special bakery and bring some brownies for the people. Give them brownies and ask them to have their checkbooks out, and you will raise some money. Because I'm telling you, listening to her playing that piano, they are going to be tripping. They are going to be tripping. So yeah, get them tanked up on some brownies, get them in a good mood, and let them write them checks. Wow, 17 months membership? I didn't see that. Well, thank you so much. 17 months membership. Oh, you know what? I'm not looking at my other screen. That's why I don't see it. Sorry about that. I don't have my other screen up. But anyway, thank you so much. 17 months membership. That is outstanding. Very, very cool. Let me see. Leg says it could be a language issue for Kate. Maybe her calling on their behalf is a. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah. If they did try to put her in one of those phone banks and have her reach out to people, that could be problematic. Now, they would either think it was something to do with a children's charity, or that it may be a prank call or an act of war. It would be hard to tell.
It'd be, I would love to have met her, and she's obviously she's an inspirational woman to look up to, obviously to this day, and going forward and things. It is. It's a wonderful family. The members who I've met have achieved a lot, and very inspirational. So, yeah, I do.
So, with that, so long, charities. Thank you so much, Legs. The only thing that's more interesting than hearing her play the piano is to listen to her try to describe the early years. Love is a battlefield. Love is a battlefield. We are strong. Both of us knowing love is a battlefield. Nana Akua, who looks like an extra from Pat Benatar's Love is a Battlefield video, she hasn't got the memo. Now, we have tried in vain to talk to this young lady about these wigs. Well, not so young. I think she's older than me. But anyway, we have tried to address this issue of the wigs. How many times do we have to talk to you about your hair? And it seems like, just to spite us, her hair is getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. As a matter of fact, that's not a lace front. That's a disgrace front. Her hair is getting bigger, folks. I'm telling you, I cannot really gauge it accurately. But if you ask me, her hair is getting bigger. It is literally taking over the studio. So, Jesse's daughter her hair is getting bigger. And so, Joan Garcia, I don't want to put too much pressure on you, but if you could please write to the people of GB News and advise them that it is very distracting that Nana Akoa's hair is getting bigger. The hair itself is becoming, oh no. Peter needs to rescue the harmed animals on our. Yes, yes. As a matter of fact, we all need to alert Peter. Thank you so much, YM Droid, because there are rights for animals. There are companions. And it is very undignified to show up for work with your furry companion on your head. It's embarrassing for you. It's embarrassing and humiliating for the animals. And especially if your wig comes with an emotional support license, then I don't know. It just for something is telling me that I once sat next to that wig on a cross Atlantic flight. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that I have been on a flight over the Atlantic Ocean, and that the person next to me sat down, and that wig was right there in the seat next to me. I cannot prove it, but I feel like I once sat next to that wig on a flight. I'm just saying. And as for that gold dust, um, I don't want to sound like a minor 49er, but there's gold on them there eyelids. Yeah, look, yonder there. There's gold on them there eyelids. Joan Garcia says, Baron, the same paper called Royal News Letter, whoever they are, said Meghan was dropped for Malo Thomas. However, I just checked to see both women listed on the Variety page about the Gracie Awards. Royal Newsletter, yeah, I wouldn't put too much into that one. That sounds like one of those. It doesn't sound legitimate. Royal Newsletter, yeah, it doesn't sound like a real thing. That sounds like clickbait. But thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. And because I want what's best for the Sussexes, either way, I support them, and I'd be okay with it either way. But thank you so much for that. Okay. Oh, look at there. I'm done. I am done. Okay, you guys, I am done for today. Thank you all so much for being here. Let me find something to put on the screen here. I don't want to have to go back through all those slides. Let me see. I'll put what I had. Oh, not that one. I'll put what I had up there yesterday. And that, of course, is this. There we go. I believe Harry and Meghan. I'll put that one up there. All right, you guys. Thank you so much. Happy Saturday to you. Thank you all for being here. And there is a new video from Anita of My Duke and I. There's also a video from Miss VSN, VS Speaks Royally. She posted earlier today. And I know I'm probably going to miss someone, but Claire Kane, didn't she post something recently, yesterday, today? And Celibici. So if you got the time, or if you're going to multitask, just put it on in the background. And if you can, please support those other channels. There we go. I'll leave it here. Perfection. Love that. Very Hollywood. Very glamorous. Okay, you guys. Thank you very much. Love you. I will see you all tomorrow. What is that? Oh, yuck. Is that what it is? Royal newsletter? Yeah, anything that sounds like that, I don't trust it. I don't trust it. See, a lot of those things get started with the derangers, and it becomes a talking point. So, yeah, wait for Omid, wait for RS Lock, wait for something official. Because something like that would be such a scandal that it would be everywhere right now. So, yeah, you guys, just please be careful where you source that information because we don't want to do the work for the derangers. We don't want to do the work for them. And that is what they want. And information like that, I mean, I would say I took it rather well because I love the squatties. I want what's best for them. But they want us to be anxious. They want to demoralize us. They want to wear us down. Don't give them the time because that is a powerful tool is to demoralize what they perceive to be the enemy. And if you are, if you're sharing that information, then you're helping them to degrade and disrespect us. And we don't want to do that. We deserve better than that. So just please be very careful and try to source the information. Don't let the first thing that happens is outrage and shock and despair. The first thing you need to do is verify, 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 and then share it. Please verify. Okay. The Duchess of Advocacy is back on tomorrow. Really? I didn't get a notification for that. Let me see. I'm going to post it on the community tab. I love her. That is a voice I definitely miss all the time. Okay. I don't see a notification, but as soon as I can find one, I am definitely going to share it on the community tab because she's good. She's really, really good. Yep, she is really, really good. So, yeah, Duchess of Advocacy. If I can find the link, I will share it on the community tab. Oh yeah, Kaboom is 80,000, right? I think someone said that it was 80,000. I did see that, but I was too busy dragging. I was dragging somebody, so I couldn't take a breath. But yes, congratulations, Swatties, 80,000. That means it will be well over 100,000. And I just know it. It's going to be over 100,000, and we will all celebrate that. So. Very, very cool. All right. All right, you guys, thank you very much. And of course, to our queens, always much love and respect. To our queens. Where are our queens? There we go. And there we go. To our queens, much love and respect. And our last word for the day is verify. Please verify, you guys. Always verify. 3 times if you can, but verify, verify, verify. Oh, I got a donation list. Excellent. Let me see. Donations. Oh, there we go. So thank you so much, Manello, for 1 month membership. Thank you, Nissa Gates, Sean, Lady H. Oh, wait. Okay. Lady H. Really? I'm looking at the right one. Oh, Lord, what did I just do? Okay. And also, thank you, Elaine Parker, B. Martram, Joan Garcia, Katie B, YM Droid, Carla Johnson Legs, TCC Sun for 17 months, and Claudia Blanco. Thank you very much. All right. And with that, you guys, I will see you all tomorrow. Cue the Ginger Avenger. That was the wrong one.
Phenomenal woman. Many people wonder where my secret lies. I'm not cute or built to suit a fashion model size. When I start to tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say, it's in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman, phenomenally. I walk into a room just as cool as you please, and to a man the fellows stand, or fall down on their knees. Then they swarm around me, a hive of honeybees. I say, it's the fire in my eyes, the flash of my teeth, the swing in my waist, the joy in my feet. I'm a woman, phenomenally. Men themselves have wondered what they see in me. They try so much, but they can't touch my inner mystery. When I try to show them, they say they still can't see. I say, it's in the arch of my back, the sun of my smile, the ride of my breasts, the grace of my style. I'm a woman, phenomenally. Now you understand just why my head's not bowed. I don't shout or jump about or have to talk real loud. When you see me passing, it ought to make you proud. I say it's in the click of my heels, the bend of my hair, the palms of my hands, the need for my care, because I'm a woman. Phenomenal woman. That's my mother and all your mothers, and my grandmothers, and your grandmothers, and my great-grandmothers, and your greats, and my great-greats, and all you women, and me.
Thanks for watching Royal Sussex.
Okay, story time. Do y'all want to know how I know that the haters are obsessed with Meghan Markle? Like that there is a faction of people, like, who are just continuously spend all their time hating this woman. And I wasn't sure until yesterday. Okay, so I was at the UN yesterday for Mandela Day, which, amazing, rest in peace Nelson Mandela, and unexpectedly, I saw Meghan Markle. And I have been the biggest fan. I just love her. I loved her wedding. I loved her on Suits. I used to read the Tig. I've been a fan since pre-Harry, pre-everything, okay? I used to read her blog. So, I got very excited and I tweeted this. Woo! Lamp. But I tweeted this. And this, for me, went, like, viral. Like, my Twitter sucks. Nobody follows me. Probably not very funny. So, this is the most, like, Twitter engagement I've ever had. And I was like, gee, why? Okay, I guess they love her too. That's great. But there were a lot of, like, oh, it's good for you. That's so cool comments. But there were a lot of, like, really aggressive, targeted, racist hate comments at her, at me. People were DMing me, coming at me. Like, really, really bad stuff. Like, some of the worst hate comments I've ever gotten. As, like, a tester, I tweeted about her a few more. I really am a big fan. Like, and these, like, this is more likes than I ever get on Twitter. I get, like, 20 likes a tweet. This is kind of crazy. And it continues, like, 1,000 likes a post. First of all, it was fantastic. I love her. I didn't get to talk to her. I didn't feel it was appropriate to, like, ambush her on a day of remembrance for Nelson Mandela, but I got to see her from far away. I took a picture for me. I'm not going to share it because it was, like, you know, an off-guard candidate I took of her. But, you know, anyway, it was amazing. But I am so shocked, like, hundreds of people are attacking a teenager for being a fan of a celebrity or of somebody, like, of an actress and I guess a princess or a duchess. Like, who? That's so weird. Like, people don't post, oh, I love this artist or I love anybody, and people just, like, pile on and call them names and call them racist things and are like, you must be a dumb brainwashed idiot. I was like, damn. So in conclusion, the comments are still pouring in, and let me just say, y'all are obsessed. Like, she has them pressed, stressed, obsessed, she got him. It's insane. And it's like grown men, random old white ladies, like, who spend their time posting the craziest theories, just the wildest stuff. And I was like, do y'all have a life? Literally a random white man DM'd me to say, did you know she's in the CIA and, like, spying for people? But you know what? Despite the ridiculous hate comments I got for just saying I love Meghan Markle, it was a crazy full circle for me seeing her. I love her. Like when I was 15 or 16, I went to the UN again, or I guess before, for a charity thing that I was doing. And not only did I copy her hairstyle, I collaged it. This is a collage. The lamp again. This is a collage that I made when I was like, yeah, I think this is 16. And there's me doing charity work because she like inspired me to like be in philanthropy and be like yourself and be glamorous while helping people. I love her. When I tell you her engagement hair was my go-to hairstyle for years. This is my junior prom. I did the same thing for senior prom. I love this woman. I've seen all of Suits, like Quiz Me on Anything. I loved Suits. When I heard like the dating rumors, I was like, yo, Rachel Zane, like I love her. I love Suits. Like I am very proud of having been a fan for so long. And she was so beautiful and so graceful and just like not calling attention to herself, like really focused on the events of Mandela Day. Like she was not, just really peaceful, lovely, elegant, quiet, focused on the speakers. Looking at her like made my day. It was just wow. Also, fun fact, I missed my Yale tour because I was watching her wedding. I was in a hotel room, not in New Haven, in Hartford, and I had to get up and drive to Yale. But I tried to watch her wedding instead, and I didn't make it in time for the group tour, and maybe that's why I go to Harvard. I don't know, not Yale.